So you wonder what all the countries like Israel, Iraq, Great Britain have in common. They are all involved in war. War is inevitable. There are many different types of pacifism, including conditional, selective, absolute, and active pacifism. But they are all based on the belief that any violence, including war, is injustice in any circumstance, and that all disputes should be settled through peaceful means. There is importance to know the difference between nonviolence and pacifism. People who believe in pacifism might also believe in abortion, but people who practice nonviolence may not. A major reason someone may be opposed to war may not necessarily be the fighting. The cost of war and all the damages could play a major role. All of the structural damages could cost up to $1 trillion. Another reason to be considered is, what about all the deaths? Deaths could also be a costful situation. Along with all of the other hurt and devastation that comes with war, you have to deal with the guilt of sending your loved ones off to war when peace should be the option in your opinion. In the long run, what about war opening up and creating new war horrors with someone else? Not all wars actually find peace when they are declared over. Some open up new wars. Many of the ideas of pacifism are based off of statistics. Generally, most people who believe in pacifism have their own virtues and desires for the world and society to be a better environment, not thinking about all the benefits of war. Pacifism is an ineffective way of handling all arguments and disagreements. One good example of looking at the use of pacifism is Nelson Mandela's idea. He hammered at the idea of using nonviolence in peaceful campaigns. He then, too, realized that it was an ineffective way and didn't affect anybody, so then he fell to violence. Pacifism nor nonviolence negotiation would stop any one country army from coming and blowing up everything. The basic statistics of how beneficial war is to every outcome leaves the people of pacifism no chance to end all war. Without using war ethics, after the Pearl Harbor bombing, we would be part of the westernmost province. War is the only reason America has independence. War sends the most knowledgeable and prepared people off to war, while people who remain pacifists are still bad-mouthing Americans and getting nowhere. Most people who argue or support pacifism would bring up the ideas of Martin Luther King Jr., Gandhi, and Cesar Chavez. And while these figures were effective, I would argue that they were the exception to the rule. For the most part, the men and women that did change history did so through necessary acts of violence. Violence was necessary during the World War II. People who believe in pacifism don't have a full understanding of human nature. No matter what happens, people will always have violence and want to hurt someone.